my channel. So in today's video, I am doing the ever so requested graduation makeup look. I posted this photo on my Snapchat of like just the proofs of my graduation photos, and I also posted it on my Twitter, and you guys went insane, and a lot of you guys requested that I film this exact look that I did for my graduation photos because a lot of you guys are graduating with me this year, which is really exciting. So congratulations if you are graduating this year. It is such an amazing accomplishment, I can't even say that word, whether that be university, college, high school, elementary school, anything. Graduating is really exciting, so I'm really happy for you guys. Makeup for photography is a little different than like makeup in everyday life. It's definitely a lot more full coverage. I stuck with a very neutral look for my graduation photos. I don't want to look back 10-15 years from now and be like, why was I using purple shimmery eyeshadow on my lids? I just went for the neutral look because, you know, neutral will always be in style. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to my channel, and also make sure that you click the bell notification right beside the subscribe button so you never miss an upload from me. But if you guys want to see how I sort of created this graduation makeup look, then just keep on watching. The first thing I'm going to do is exfoliate my lips. This is the Milani Keep It Sweet Sugar Lip Scrub. You obviously don't want your lips to be really cracked and chapped while you're taking your graduation photos because it is so like HD. You will see like every crack and every crevice. And then I'm just going to take my towel and wipe that off, and maybe even just lick off the rest of the sugar. Right over top of that, I'm going in with the lip balm. So this is from the same collection, the Keep It Smooth Luxe Lip Treatment, and I'm just gonna put that right over my lips so that while I'm doing my makeup, my lips can stay nice and smooth and hydrated. Next, I'm going in with the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This one is my personal favorite. It is really good for oily skin as well, but I feel like it's particularly good for dry skin because of its hydrating element. But I am going in with a mattifying primer over top right after this, just because I want to make sure my T-zone is oil-free. Like, you don't want your T-zone to be shiny in photography. Now, really important, if you do have large pores, I would recommend going in with a pore filling primer, something like the Maybelline Baby Smooth Primer, is that what it's called? I don't really remember. Or the Benefit Porefessional Primer, that one's really good as well. I don't have very large pronounced pores, so I'm not going to do that, but I would highly recommend it if you do have that problem. And for my T-zone, I'm using the Cover FX Mattifying Primer. This one has anti-acne treatment, and I just like this one. It doesn't feel super drying like the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer, for example, but it does do a really great job at maintaining the shine throughout the day. I'm also going to color correct with the Wyson Cosmetics Liquid Concealer, and this one is in Fawn. Unfortunately, you can only get this in Europe, but use any color corrector you have. I'm just going to be placing this around any hyperpigmentation around my mouth, and then a little under my eyes, just to keep those areas a little less dull looking and a little more bright. So it's super important that you use a matte foundation for photography because, like I said, you want to add your own sort of highlight. You don't want any sort of dew to be showing up in these photos because the light will reflect kind of weird on top of it. So the foundation that I'll be using is from the drugstore. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I didn't actually use this when I took my photos. I used my Lancome Tintidol, but I forgot that at my house in Toronto, so this is gonna have to do. I still really love this. I just haven't used it in a while, and it might seem like I'm putting a lot of foundation on. That's because I am. Basically, in photos, the flash kind of washes out a lot of the colors, so you want to make sure that your foundation and your makeup is like extra full coverage, because then it'll appear more natural in the photos, if that makes sense. Like, it'll just make you look more flawless, and it won't come off as cakey in the photo for sure, but it might look a little heavy like in person. But that's just what you have to do when you're working on camera and like working on video and stuff. You just kind of have to have a bit more of a heavy hand, and you want to make sure you get your neck as well. I mean, obviously if you're wearing a hijab, you don't have to worry about blending it all the way down your neck, but if you're wearing like a turban style scarf, or you don't cover your hair and your neck will be exposed, then I would highly suggest you blend it down your neck. To To conceal my under eyes, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. This is the one in deep and this is tan. So I'm gonna apply this one first underneath my eyes, and then I'm just gonna dab a little bit of the tan shade on top just to give a bit of a highlight. If you go in straight with the lighter shade, it just looks a little too ashy, and that'll show up really not that nice in photos. And I'm also gonna run a bit of that on the top of my forehead, and a little on my chin, and a little down the bridge of my nose. And straight away, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of my banana powder. This is just in the cap, and I'm gonna be setting that concealer underneath my eyes so that it doesn't crease. And I'm also gonna be dragging this on my lid as sort of like a base for my eyeshadow. And what I also like to do is just tap a tiny bit over my brows, because my brows tend to get a bit shiny and I don't want them to be shiny in my picture, so we'll do that. And also to prevent smile lines, right over here. What I'm also gonna do is take a little bit more of that translucent powder and bake underneath my eyes. And I don't particularly like baking during the winter time. I'm going to be going in with eyeshadow, and in case there's any fallout, the translucent powder will catch that, and then once I brush it off, it'll be gone. For my eye look today, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is what I used when I took my grad photos, so I'm going to be using the same thing. And I'm going to be going into the shade Puree, which is this matte brown shade right over here. And I'm just going to be using this as a transition shade, so kind of working this into the crease and also a little bit above the crease in this sort of area. If you guys are wondering about this brush, this is by Royal & Langnickel from their Moda line. And this is the crease brush M16. I'm not 100% sure if these brushes have released yet, but if they have, I'll have them linked down below for you. Now I'm taking the color Summer Yum, which is this orangey brown shade over here, and I'm taking this on a Morphe M505. And I'm going to be placing this kind of in the same spot, but a little bit lower. This color I'm basically just putting all over my lid, but also in the crease as well. That's pretty much it for the crease area. So now I'm going into the shade Caramelized, which is this sort of... I'm just going to take that color on a flat shader brush and start applying that basically all over the lid, but I'm kind of stopping like 2/3 of the way in, so like over here. If you're a lighter skin tone than me, then I wouldn't recommend going in with Caramelized. It'll look a little too dark on you. I would go in with either Cobbler or even Luscious. Either one of those would look really, really nice. And right over that, I'm going to be going in with Luscious, which is this really pretty color up here. And I'm just going to focus this sort of in the inner corner. On my brow bone, I'm going to be going in with Benefit's Highbrow. I just want to use this. You don't have to use this, you could just use an eyeshadow, but I kind of just want to test it out today, so I'm going to be putting a little bit on the brow. I actually really like how that looks. I'm going to be taking Nectar right over here, and I'm just going to be taking that on my fluffy blending brush and lightly sort of tap that over. This will catch the light really, really nicely in photos, as you can see. I'm just going to brush off all of this bake so that I could work on underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a bit of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Deep, or in the shade Dark, and sort of just pat that over so there's no ashy sort of look from the bakeage. And then I'm going to brush off this as well. Underneath my eyes, I'm basically going in with the exact two shades that I used in my crease, so Puree and then also Summer Yum. And basically what I'm doing is also just connecting the shadow on my lower lash line to the crease right over here. For my inner corner, I'm also going in with the same shade that I used on my brow bone, which is Nectar right over here. And this is a Luxie mini round brush. I believe these are new, but I really like them. They're like so small and perfect for detail. I'm also gonna run some black eyeliner just in my tight line over here. This is the Tarte Man Eater eyeliner. Now, whether you want to apply false lashes is your option. You totally don't have to. I personally would recommend it only because it does really photograph well and make, I don't know, it just makes the whole look a lot more put together. I'm using the Carrot eyelashes. These are Demi Wispies. You can also use the Ardell Demi Wispies. They're really similar. I like these because they wisp out a little more, and they're only $1 on Shop Miss A, so I'll have them linked down below if you guys are interested. So this is what the lashes look like on. I love how like wispy they are. I do want to define my lower lash line a little more, so I'm taking this Makeup Geek eyeliner. This one's in brown. I like brown instead of black for my lower lash line. I don't know, I feel like it just looks a little less harsh. So I'm gonna apply that. So we're all finished with the eyes. I'm gonna move back onto my face. First, I'm going in with this Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And because flash photography can sort of make you look a little washed out at times, I really went heavy with the bronzer when I was taking my grad photos, and I found that I don't know, it kind of balanced the face a little more. I'm also just going to contour my cheekbones just the slightest bit. You guys know more recently I've been kind of just bronzing my face, and that's kind of been enough, but I do want to softly define my cheekbones for photos. And this is the Sleek Contour Kit in dark, in case you're wondering. Then on this angled Eco Tools brush, I'm going to be taking the same contour powder and contouring my nose as well. And then to make sure that it's not too harsh, I'm just going back in with my bronzing brush and sort of running that along the sides. You can see how nicely that contoured my nose. I love this powder. It's amazing, and it's super inexpensive. I'm going to be using a Makeup Geek blush. This one is in Chivalry. It's my personal favorite. It's matte, and I feel like it just kind of goes with every look. So I'm just going to softly blush up my cheeks. Blush is also one of those products that gets kind of washed out with flash photography, so you can put on like a tiny bit more than you would normally use so that it shows up in the picture. And now for a highlight, I personally prefer to use a more golden tone on my skin tone. This is the Betty Luminizer by The Balm, and it is a really gorgeous bronzy highlight for dark for dark skin tones. I'm going to be using 2 highlights today though, but this one will be my first. And I find that this is the closest dupe that I've ever gotten to MAC Shaft of Gold, so I'm really glad I found it because this is not limited edition and you guys can actually purchase it for once. And I also kind of hit the top of my brow over here, a little towards the center of my face. And then I also, just with my finger, take a little down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and tap over that, as I always do, just to ensure that it's not like too harsh of a highlight. Oh my god, did you see what just happened? Then right over top that, what I did was take the highlight in the Too Faced Peach Glow palette, and I just ran that over top the highlight on my cheekbone, but nowhere else. I really love this highlight. So before I move on to my lips, I'm going to give my face a little spritz with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. This is really good at making sure your makeup not only sets, but it also lasts throughout the day. So if you are wearing this for graduation or just for your photos, it won't sort of move around. For my lips, I'm first going to go in with the MAC Chestnut Lipliner. This is my go-to, as you can tell by how tiny it is. And then I'm going in with my all-time favorite liquid lipstick. This is by Anastasia, and this is in Ashton, so I'm going to put this all over my lips. Now you could totally leave the lips matte like this, but I chose to go with a gloss just because I find it looks a little less dry in photography and you won't see the lines and stuff. So my favorite glosses at the moment are the Too Faced Sweet Peach Lip Oils. I just looked at the little picture that I had, and it does look like that I used a more coral lip gloss, so I'm thinking that I did mix the two of these on top of Ashton. I am gonna go in with one last spritz of the Urban Decay All-Nighter, just to ensure that my face doesn't look cakey whatsoever, because you don't want that in pictures. But like I said, it is gonna look a little more full coverage in person, but on like during photography and flash photos, it will look definitely more natural and everything like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you are graduating this year, then congratulations. I'm so excited for you. You made it. Congrats. And PS, if you guys are wondering how I tied my hijab in my graduation photo, then be sure to check out the 6 hijab styles video that I posted not too long ago. This exact style is in there. I just kind of tucked in the front part into the little the gown that we were wearing, so it's the exact same hijab style. I believe it was called, like, I named it like Bad and Bougie or something like that, so make sure to check out that video if you guys want to, I don't know, think of some hijab styles to wear for your grad photos or for graduation in general. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're just checking out my channel for the first time, make sure to subscribe on your way out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and let me know that you did. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys!